Hello, welcome to another episode of the Periodic Table of Components. This is a podcast where I take board games into my lab, break the box open, pour out all the components, and we're going to go through the components and the rules one by one and teach you the rules and all the components that are in the game, or you could say the elements of a game. So today I'm going to bring in Rocketmen by Martin Wallace. This is published by Phalanx Games. It is a 1 to 4 player game, averages about 60 minutes. It is recommended for ages 14 plus. So let's go ahead and jump into the lab here, and we are going to get into Rocketmen. So strap up your spacesuits, get in your spaceship. Let's build space stations, satellites, space hotels, anything space. We are racing to the Earth's orbit, the moon, and Mars. Let's get into it. Alright, we've made our way into the lab here, and I want to start off with the box. The box has some information on the back that kind of gives a preview of what the game's all about, and I want to start there. So on the back of the box, we are going to see Rocketmen, Martin Wallace, a deck-building game with an innovative twist of preparing your missions on the launch pad, temporarily removing part of your assets from the deck you play. To win, you must find a balance between the mission and money parts of your deck and use them efficiently, as the victory conditions reward those who are the fastest. In quotations, they have set up their empire of trailblazing innovation and groundbreaking technologies on a somewhat unremarkable planet circling around a rather average star. Years of hard work and steadfast dedication to their clear-cut vision of looking further than the day-to-day toils and chores of humanity have cemented their reputation as the forefathers of the future humanity. Next we have secretly, they have never stopped dreaming about the thrust of all their entrepreneurial actions and deeds, reaching the stars. Now, the time has come for them to embark on a second giant leap for humankind to make the outer reaches of the solar system our home. Only one of them shall go down in history as the first explorer of space and a person who truly forged their will and power according to the bold words, Sidious, Altius, Fortius, faster, higher, stronger. And it gives a summary of game components on here. It also has quite a few pictures of satellites, space stations, space hotels. I'm loving this box here. And on the front of it, it simply says Rocketman and shows a spaceship going to the moon. Our own Luna. I'm a space enthusiast myself. Love anything space or sci-fi. So as soon as I saw this game, I'm like, I have to get into this one. So let's get into the race for space. Alright, starting with the rule book here. Rocketmen, Martin Wallace, a fast-paced deck-building tabletop game of modern space exploration. Immerse yourself in a fast-paced race to the final frontier, space, a deck-building confrontation of swift decision-making and tactical choices. Rocketmen gives you the feel of taking a front seat in a technologically wonderful spectacle of space exploration. It's up to your predictive abilities and resource management skills to determine what kind of endeavor will be the most suitable for paving the way to Earth's celestial neighbors. Players gain victory points by successfully launching various space missions with main objectives to explore 3 celestial destinations: Earth orbit, the moon, and Mars. Every successful mission gives players considerable perks, additional rocket points, extra cash, increased handside, and supplementary resources. These, in turn, help them prepare more easily for their future missions. Alright, let's get into the components of Rocketmen by Martin Wallace. Let's start with the game board. It comes with one game board, and it's about 22 inches by 22 inches. It's not a big board, doesn't take up much of the table. We're going to start from the bottom of the board and work our way up. It makes the most sense because we're launching our rockets up the board to Earth's orbit, the moon, and Mars. So just a brief overview of the board. The right side has our victory point tracker. At the bottom, we're going to see Earth's orbit. The top left shows the picture of the moon, and the top right shows a picture of Mars. And among this, we have a rocket launch tracker where we will be launching our rockets to these 3 locations. Starts at 0 and ends at 13, which is Mars. And along the way, you can stop at the Earth's orbit or the moon, and finally onto Mars. On our victory point tracker that I just discussed, we have certain iconography at points 7, 11, and 14. I will explain those more. Essentially, that's going to require you to pay more for certain cards as you move up this victory point tracker. And towards the top right of the board, we will see the in-game conditions depending on player count when we reach these spots on the victory point tracker. So for 4 players, it will be 18, 3 players 21, and 2 players 23. Back to the bottom of the board, on the right side we have a spot for our face-down mission deck. We're going to be flipping 6 face-up mission cards on this, which are teal and pink, and this will be our display of cards that we can purchase throughout the game. Above that, we have 3 spots for our rocket engine cards. Those are going to give you boosts for your rockets as you launch to the 3 locations on the board. Now, each location, Earth's orbit, the moon, and Mars, have locations at them as well for player tokens. These are your mission tokens. You'll be placing these here. That's the purpose of the game, is to launch your mission tokens to these places, and it is going to give you a certain amount of victory points. So let's start with from the bottom. It's Earth's orbit. It has 5 locations: a satellite, a spaceship, a space hotel, a orbital shipyard. I always forget that one. The orbital shipyard. And then lastly, we have a space for our space station in Earth's orbit. So starting with the satellite, we will see spots for our mission tokens above it. And it also tells us the cost below these icons. So we have an icon of a satellite. It will require 2 rocket points to get here. The first person here will get 1 victory point. Anybody else will get 0. And then we will get an effect of our achievement tokens to put on our player board, which will be 1 rocket point. Next is our spaceship location. First person here gets 2 points. Everybody else gets 1. Going to get us 1 rocket point achievement token. Next is our space hotel. Costs us 5 rocket points. First person 3 points. Everybody else 2. And then we have a $20 achievement token we get to put on our board. Next is our orbital shipyard. Costs us 6 rocket points. First player gets 3, all others get 2 points, and then a 3 rocket point token. Next is our space station. It's going to cost us 7 rocket points. And then the first person will get 3 points, everybody else 2. It will give us the achievement token that allows us to use certain resources and icons throughout the game, which I'll explain in a bit. Also, each location, Earth's orbit, the moon, and Mars requires a certain type of technology that you have to get on your cards, which will be explained either. And they show those icons. Essentially, Earth's orbit, you need computers. The moon, you will need composite materials. And Mars, finally, you will need biotechnology. So on the 11th spot is the spot for the moon token. If you're the first person to the moon or Mars, you'll get a special token that gives you points at the end of the game. On the moon's location, we have 4 spots: a satellite, spaceship, a space hotel, and space base on the moon. The space satellite is going to require 3 rocket points, worth 2 points for the first player. Everybody else 1, gets you 1 rocket point achievement token. The spaceship requires 5 rocket points. You will get 3 points for being the first player. 2 points for everybody else, and it's going to give you 1 rocket point achievement token. The third is the Space Hotel. It requires 7 rocket points. First player here gets 4 victory points, everybody else 3. Will give us a $20 achievement token. Next we have the Space Base on the Moon. It requires 10 rocket points, but you get 5 VP, and everybody else gets 4 VP, and you get the achievement token that allows you to increase your hand size, which is very powerful. Towards the top of the board, we have our game variant card locations, which will be explained here shortly. On to the 11th and 12th, and finally our 13th spot, which is the Mars token spot. Once we get to Mars, there's 3 locations to choose from, depending on what mission cards you are playing. The spaceship, the asteroid mining, and then the space base. The spaceship is 10 rocket points, costs you to get there. First person gets 6 VP, everybody else 5. Will get you 1 rocket point token. Next spot is the asteroid mining, costs you 12 rocket points to get here. You'll get 7 VP, the first player, everybody else gets 6. It will give you the technology achievement token. And then lastly, we have the space base on the Mars location, which requires 15 rocket points, but you will get 8 VP for the first player and 7 VP for everybody else, and you get the increased hand size achievement token. It is quite a busy board, but it is beautiful. So if you are a space enthusiast and you enjoy all things space race, you're going to love this board, because in the background we have a picture of the Milky Way, it looks like. And we also have a spot for our mission success cards that get drawn when you're trying to go to these locations, which I will explain here shortly. But there's a little bit of luck in this game, just like the space race itself. Sometimes you got to cross your fingers and hope for the best. So those are going to determine if we succeed in our missions or not. And that is our game board for Rocketmen Martin Wallace. Next on our components are the 4 player boards in 4 different colors. The 4 colors are white, red, yellow, and blue. Each of these player boards have their own, essentially a corporation symbol, which are pretty sweet. So we have the white one, the red, the yellow, and the blue. And on these boards, I will explain the exact locations, but essentially you have different spots for your cards and your achievement tokens. There's 4 of those. And you also want to leave space to the left and right of your boards, because you will have places to discard your cards and save up your mission cards. Along with these player boards, you're going to have 24 mission tokens in 4 different colors. So these are what you're using to put on the mission locations, as I was describing earlier. And there's the white, red, yellow, and blue. Then we have also 4 victory point tokens for each player in their color. You're going to put those on the 0 spot, and those are essentially just tracking your victory points. 12 two-sided achievement rocket point tokens, which is ongoing benefits in 4 different colors, 3 per player. White, red, yellow, and blue. So these are the rocket point achievement tokens you will be putting on your board to give you extra rocket points. We have 24 two-sided achievement tokens, which are ongoing benefits in 4 different colors. So additional to the rocket point ones, we have the ones that give us technology, some money, which is $20, and we have a increased hand size of 1 on our achievement tokens. These are all cardboard cutouts that you punch out, and they're square other than the victory point tokens, which are essentially pentagons that you're going to be putting on there. They all have very similar iconography on those. Along with all the player tokens, we are going to have a first player token, which is 2-sided, and one is the first player, and the other one is the AI rocket token, which we will get into the solitaire rules towards the end. Then we have our rocket token, which starts at the zero spot of the board, which tracks our success and location where we are launching rockets. We have the Moon and Mars tokens that go on those locations, and the players are going to get points for each of those tokens. Then we have a plethora of cards in this game, which towards the end I'll go into the cards. But to summarize, we have action cards, 48 mission cards in 4 different colors, 12 per player. So these are the players' starting hands. We all start with the same 12 mission cards in our starting hand and each of our player colors, white, red, yellow, and blue. We have 23 asset, which are teal, and 20 assets, which are pink. Essentially, these are all do the same thing, but according to the color of them, either teal or pink. The pink ones are going to come later in the game, and they're more expensive, but also more powerful. But those are called the asset cards. Total of 43. Then you have 15 engine cards, 5 each of 3 types. So these engine cards are going to give you a boost to your rocket engines. And then we have 12 threat cards, 4 of each 3 types, which I will also get into as we go through the rulebook. We have 18 mission success cards, 12 personal goal cards, 10 game variant cards, and 7 solitaire cards. And that's going to wrap it up for the components. Let's get into the setup. Here's the setup for Rocketmen. For players who are new to deck building games, we recommend playing a simplified variant of the game, which is called the Battle for Earth. The rules for this variant are on page 15. We'll get into that later in the rules. Step 1. Place the game board in the middle of the table. Step 2. In a 4-player game, use all cards. In a 3-player game, remove all cards with 4. These icons are going to be in the bottom left of the cards, by the way, and they determine what cards you remove for player count. Continuing, we have in a 2-player game, remove all cards with 3 and 4. Solitaire rules are on page 13. The counts are shown in the bottom left corner on the front of the cards. 3. Place the mission success cards on the game board face down. 4. Separate the action cards into the following decks: the engine deck, the asset deck, the teal and pink ones, the threat deck, and the mission deck. 5. Sort the engine cards by type into 2 rocket points, 3 rocket points, and 4 rocket points. Then put them face up in their designated places on the game board. Step 6. Divide the asset cards into 2 decks, teal and pink. Put all the threat cards with 1 into the teal deck, and put the rest into the pink deck. Shuffle both decks, place the teal deck on top of the pink deck on the game board face down. Step 7. Draw the top 6 cards from this deck and place them onto the display. 8. Place the moon token onto the moon symbol, and 9. The Mars token onto the Mars symbol. 10. Each player select a set of 12 mission cards, 11 mission tokens, 12 achievement tokens, and 13 player board in one of the 4 colors: red, blue, white, or yellow. Step 14. Shuffle your 12 starting cards and place them on the 15 HQ or headquarters space on your player board face down. 16. Draw 6 cards to form your starting hand. 17. Place your victory token on the 0 space of the victory track on the game board. Shuffle personal gold cards and give each player 2 cards without showing them to other players. 19. Put the remaining cards in the box without examining them. They will not be used during this game. Randomly determine the starting player and give the first player token to that person. The starting player does not change during the game and has no special role. Step 21. Place the rocket token on the 0 space on the mission track. Step 22. Place the variant, page 4, or solitaire, page 13 cards. Now you are ready to start the race to the stars. So, as you may have noticed, the first game they recommend not playing with the variant cards, which really they don't add too much complexity to the game. So, if you want to put those on the board your first game, I don't think it's going to make the game that much difficult. But you also have the solitaire cards, which we'll get into later. And that is the setup for Rocketmen. We're going to now explain the player boards for Rocketmen. So again, each player takes one of these of the four colors during the setup phase. And the player board is broken down into each section described below here in the rulebook. So your player board is your main area of play. It has several places. Towards the right of the board, there is location A. It is essentially before location F, described in a minute, but this will be your HQ. You'll draw cards from here. Cards here are face down. So your deck has your cards in the HQ. You will also have a location B, which is your hand. This is your hand of cards. You begin the game with a maximum hand size of 6 cards, but it can be modified during the game. Location C is our mission plan. This is towards the left of the board, and it has the icon of your corporation, essentially. This is your mission plan. This is the place for one of your mission cards. You're going to have to pay $10 to place a card here. The card here is face up. That is location C, the mission plan. Then we have location D, which will actually be on the table, but to the left of your player board. This is where you construct your rocket. It is the launch pad. You're going to pay $10 to place a card here. Cards here are face up also. Then we have location E, which is also going to be on the table, just to the right of your player board. This is your playing area. Your played and discarded cards go here. When you play a card from your hand, it immediately goes to your playing area. When you discard a card from your hand, launch pad, mission plan, or any other place, it always goes to your playing area. Cards here are face up. At the end of your turn, move all cards from your playing area to your warehouse. Never do it earlier during your turn. So the warehouse is going to be our location F. F is your warehouse. Your used cards are stored here. Cards here are face up. So again, left of the board is location C, our mission plan. And then after that, we have location G, and then A, and then F that we just described, our warehouse. Next is location G, which is our achievements, where our achievement tokens get placed when we receive those. You gain achievements from successful missions as indicated on the bottom right corner of mission cards. They are stored here, and provide ongoing benefits. We have rocket points and hand size +1 are both cumulative. Monetary value gives $20 and science gives an item, computer, composites, or biotechnology. Each of these tokens can be used once per turn. After use, token must be flipped face down. And then we have our junkyard, which is H. Location H is towards the bottom left of the board. This is where you put your cards, which you remove from the game. Each player has their own junkyard. Some cards in your junkyard may still have game effects and may score points. Your junkyard does not have any specific place. You can put it wherever you want, but keep its cards separate from the rest of your cards. You can put it at H, but this is not obligatory. So yes, your junk card, they have a little space towards the bottom left of the card, but you can put it wherever you would like. And that is our player board. Now we're getting into the cards and the actions associated with those cards. So these cards are the ones that are going to be on display and able to purchase throughout the game and use. These are going to be the asset cards, the threat cards, the engine cards, And I'm going to go into those breakdowns of the iconography on these cards. So each action card has 3 pieces of information near the top. Number 1 is the item, so what symbol is associated with this card. And then there is a card name and card type. Items are used to pay for new cards and to boost your rocket attempts. Item types are monetary value, and the values of 10, 20, and 30. They can also be the rocket point symbol, the computers, which is essentially a microchip, composite materials, a flask, the biotechnology, which is looks like a DNA helix, and then science is essentially a wild with all 3 of the previously described symbols. Asset, engine, and threat cards have 3 additional pieces of information near the bottom: the card cost, the card effect, and number of players. A card's cost indicates money and items that must be spent to buy the card from the display. An asset card's effect may describe various possible actions. So these are going to be discard, launch pad, and when used to pay. So the discard is either play this card as an item or money, or play it to use its ability. Either way, play it as part of a discard card's action. Next is the launch pad. You can use the ability of this card only when it is on your launch pad. In other situations, you can play this card as an item or money. And they depict a star icon here. So if the card has a star icon, this icon denotes cards with launch pad effect. It helps you find them more easily during your launch attempt. So as you have cards on your launch pad, you're going to splay them on top of each other, so that star icon is going to help you identify the ones that will give you a launch pad effect. Next is when used to pay. You can use this card's ability when you use it to pay to buy a new card, as part of a buy cards from the display action, or to place a card on your launch pad or mission plan. As a part of a place cards on the launch pad and or mission plan action. You can use an item or money from this card, as well as the effect from this card. Some cards say permanent. You don't have to discard these cards from your launch pad at any time. Next is our threat cards. These cards represent the threats we face as humanity. There's 3 types with associated symbols with them. First one is the pandemic, climate change, and asteroid impact. It's not cheap to fight them, but each threat card gives you 2 victory points at the end of the game. Their top icons are not items, they are the type of threat. A threat card's price rises during the game for each player individually, as shown by a player's current location on the victory track. To remind you about that, there is a plus exclamation point symbol next to the cost of the threat card. The exclamation point symbol on the victory track are not cumulative. Use only the highest exclamation point which you have reached. And essentially what I mean by the exclamation point is the threat symbol. So I went over this earlier when I was reviewing the game board itself. And like I said, as you move up that VP tracker, these threat cards are going to essentially become more expensive. But they do give you 2 victory points at the end of the game. They provide an example here. So for a player with 7 VP, each threat card costs $10 more. The next card is the engine, and it explains that there's a limit. Each engine card has a text reminder that you can buy only 1 engine card per turn. So the engine cards, you can only buy 1, but all the other cards on the display, the asset cards, you can buy as many as you can pay for. And I'm going to get into that a little bit more in a minute. They do provide a golden rule in regards to this. If the text on any card directly conflicts with the rules in this book, the card text takes precedence. They give a little information on the game variant cards. Once you are familiar with the game, you can use variant cards to add some variety. These modify the game rules in various ways or add new options to score additional VPs. In case of a tie for additional scoring, all tying players get the full amount of additional VPs. If you wish to use them, shuffle them, draw 2 cards, and place them on their location on the game board. Remove the remaining ones from the game. And I will be getting into the specific cards later in this podcast, so tune in a little bit later if you are interested in hearing about those. Next, we're going to get into the destination and location. So, in Rocketmen, there are 3 destinations: Earth orbit, Moon, and Mars. Each destination has several different locations. There are 7 types of locations: satellite, spaceship, space hotel, orbital shipyard, space station, asteroid mining, and base. Some types of locations appear at more than one destination. There are 12 locations in total, 5 in each orbit, 4 on the Moon, and 3 on Mars. So these destination and locations, these are going to match the player's starting hand. So everybody starts with those 12 cards at the beginning, and everybody starts with all 12 locations on the board, and these are what you're using to plan your missions and launch to those locations. Here's information on the face-up and face-down cards. Wherever cards are face-up, you may look through them at any time, including your opponent's cards. Wherever cards are face-down, you cannot look through them at any time. Alright, we're looking at playing the game, or the gameplay summary. Players take turns in clockwise order around the table. The active player may do as many actions as they wish, in any order. The 3 available actions are buy cards from the display, place cards on the launch pad and or mission plan, and discard cards. And another action available, which is optional, is launching a mission. This is how you're going to be getting the points in the game. So when you finish all your actions, you can, but do not have to, launch a mission. You can do it only once per turn, and it ends your turn regardless of the result. End of a player's turn. Move all cards from your playing area, which as a reminder is the area right of your player board, then to your warehouse. If you have more cards than your hand size, then discard excess cards to your warehouse. Draw cards from your HQ to refill your hand back to your hand limit, which starts at 6 but can be modified. If there are not enough cards in your HQ, then draw as many as you can and then shuffle your warehouse to form a new face-down HQ deck, and draw the rest of the cards to your hand limit. If there are still not enough cards, you do not draw any additional ones. Flip all your used achievement tokens back to their color side. Alright, we're getting into ending the game. The game ends if one of these 3 conditions are met. First is a player has achieved the threshold score shown on the victory track. So this was described earlier when I went through the game board. But it is 18 VPs for 4 players, 21 VPs for 3 players, and 23 VPs for 2 players. The second condition is if a player has placed all 6 of their mission tokens on mission spaces and there are tokens on each destination, Earth, Moon, and Mars, but they don't necessarily have to be of that player. So that is the second condition. And then the third is all players have placed all their mission tokens on mission spaces. This round is played to completion, i.e. until the last player, just before the player with the first player marker finishes their turn, and then the game ends. At the end of the game, add additional VPs from any bought cards that you give you VPs. For example, threat. Each is worth 2 VPs. If you removed a threat card to your junkyard, you still gain its VPs at the end of the game. Points for the Moon and Mars tokens. You get 1 VP for each of those. One of your personal goals. You can score VPs from only one of your personal goal cards. Choose one and forfeit the other one. Variant cards. As stated on each particular card, items on cards in your junkyard count for this purpose. The player with the highest score is the winner. If there is a tie, the tying player whose mission is the farthest and on the place with the highest VP award for the first mission there wins. And in parentheses, Mars base, then orbital mining, then Mars spaceship, then moon base, and so on. If there is still a tie, the one who completed more missions wins. In the rare case that there is still a tie, the tied players share the victory. Alright, now we're going to get into a more detailed explanation on the particular actions players can do on their turn. So just to recap, you can buy cards from the display. You can place cards on your mission plan or your launch pad. You can discard cards, and finally, launch a mission. So let's get into buying cards from the display. Select one or more cards from the display to purchase. Pay the indicated total cost with items listed on cards from your hand and achievement tokens you have on your player board. If you use a card or the achievement token with science, then you can use it as any one item indicated on it: the computers, the composite materials, or the biotechnology. If a card's cost has science, then you can pay for it with any one of these 3 items. Again, it tells you the computers or composite materials or biotechnology. If you use your monetary value or science achievement tokens, you flip them face down so you cannot use them in this turn anymore, but you make sure you do not discard them. Place your newly purchased cards along with cards you used as payment into your playing area, and that is the area to the right of your player board. If a card has more than one item on it, then both items can be used together to buy cards. If you buy more than one card, you can pay their total price with a combination of cards from your hand and achievement tokens. You do not receive change for overspending. If you buy cards or place cards on the mission plan and or launch pad, so your mission plan is towards the left of your player board and the launch pad is on the table the left of your player board. So if you buy cards or place cards on here, by paying with a card with the text "when used to pay," you do not have to use the card's effect immediately. You can resolve the card's effect at any time before you end your turn. Using the effect is optional. Place this card prominently in your playing area as a reminder. For each card you buy from the display, immediately draw a new card to replace it. You can buy as many cards as you wish. You can buy only one engine card, regardless of type, during your turn. You cannot divide the money from a card or achievement token between buying cards and placing cards on your launch pad and or mission plan. Buying cards and placing cards on your launch pad and or mission plan are separate actions. So just to summarize there, you are buying cards with using the monetary values and symbols on the cards in your hand. And with those cards, if you just purchase a new card, it's going to go to the right of your player board in the playing area. Or if you decide to put them in your mission plan or your launch pad, which is a separate action, you may do that. And remember, it costs $10 to put them in those locations. And you can use the card you put there if it has a monetary value of at least $10. They do provide an example in the rulebook here. And they say the red player decides to buy big data, which is a type of card, an asset card. And big data costs $30. And it is paid with asteroid mining, satellite, and space hotel, and biotechnology, paid with spaceship. So those are all types of cards in the player's hand, and they're using all those cards to buy it. So either using the monetary value on them or the symbols required to buy that card. And then all the cards go into the playing area, and a new asset card is revealed and placed on the display. Let's get into our second type of action we can do, and that is placing cards on the mission plan and or launch pad. So this is where you are setting up your mission plans and eventually launching your rockets. So you can place one mission card onto the mission plan on your player board. There can be only one card on your mission plan at a time. Important, if you do not have a mission card on your mission plan, you cannot place cards on your launch pad. The cost to put a card on your mission plan or launch pad is $10 per card. Important, cards with a monetary value can pay to put themselves as well as other cards. You can pay for multiple placements with a single card or an achievement token if necessary, including the initial mission card. When you place a mission card, you do not need to state its intended destination. You can have only one active mission at a time. The card on your mission plan does not contribute its item to the booster value. Only cards on your launch pad can. If you have a mission card on your mission plan, you can place cards on your launch pad to meet the mission requirements. Cards on your launch pad with an item matching the destination give you a boost during the start of your rocket. So the computers are going to assist you with launching to Earth orbit. The composite materials are going to help you with getting to the moon, and the biotechnology is going to help you get to Mars. There are some cards which you cannot place on your launch pad. You cannot place any cards that does not have an item. Example, threat cards are cards that only have monetary value. You cannot place more than one asset card with the same card name on your launch pad. There is no upper limit to the number of cards that can be placed on your launch pad. Card art on mission cards is purely ornamental and does not oblige you to choose a particular destination. They give an example of the mission cards, just the breakdown and iconography on it. So each player has 12 mission cards in their player color, as I stated earlier. Each mission card has information where you can send this particular mission. So the example they give is the spaceship, and it can go to Earth orbit, the moon, and Mars. Then it's going to tell you how many rocket points you'll need to launch this mission and how many mission success cards you can draw during a launch attempt. This matches what's on the board also. So Earth, for the spaceship, costs 3 rocket points, the moon 5, and Mars 10. And then you have icons of how many mission cards you have to draw to see if you get a successful launch. Each card has its own symbol with a matching symbol on the game board. The bottom right corner has a symbol showing ongoing benefits received after this mission succeeds. So they're also giving an example here of a mission plan or launch pad action. So the red player decided to send a satellite into space, so she plays the mission on her mission plan. As a satellite card has $10, it paid for itself. Next, she places likewise the big data, which also pays for itself. She wants to place a base card with the computer icon on her launch pad, but this card has no monetary value, so she pays for it by spending money from Space Hotel. The next action is discarding cards. Pretty self-explanatory, other than you're not discarding these from the game. You can discard one or more cards to your playing area, so they're not going away from the game. When you do remove a card from the game, it's going to the junkyard. But the junkyard, those cards will still count at the end of the game. But the discarding cards, like I said, you can discard one or more cards to your playing area. You can discard from your hand and from your launch pad. You can also discard your mission card from your mission plan. but then you must also discard all the cards from your launch pad. Alright, so you've bought the cards you've wanted, you've done your mission plan, you've got your launch pad ready. You are ready to do your countdown and start launching missions to the locations. This is how you're going to get points in the game. This is the most detailed action here. So let's get into it. Launching a mission to Earth orbit, the Moon, and Mars. So make your launch attempt by going through the following steps in order. You're going to declare your launch attempt and make sure that the rocket token is on 0 on the mission track. Choose your destination and place your mission token on that destination on the mission track. So either Earth, Moon, or Mars. The track shows how many spaces you need to advance to fulfill the mission. Again, it's 8 for Earth orbit, 10 for the Moon, and 13 for Mars. Any excess does not matter. Important, you can send only one mission to each specific location in space. Example, you want to send a satellite mission to Earth orbit, but you already have a mission token on Earth's orbit on a satellite slot, so you cannot send it there. You could send it to the Moon instead. Just a quick note on that. So you can still go to Earth orbit, but you just can't go to that satellite location if you've been there. So each location has the sub-locations on it, and you can only go to one of those. But you can go to multiple locations at each destination. Hopefully that clarifies that a little bit. You cannot play cards from your hand during launch. You can only use cards which are on your launch pad. And then you're going to count the rocket points from your cards on your launch pad, plus rocket points from your achievement tokens. You may apply any of the during launch effects from cards in your launch pad. The sum must equal to or greater than the value of rocket points needed to send a specific mission. These numbers are on the mission card and the game board, different for each location. Otherwise, the mission cannot be launched at all and your turn ends immediately. They give an example, so they have a satellite card here. A satellite needs 2 rocket points to reach Earth orbit and 3 rocket points to reach the Moon. If you don't have that many rocket points in your launch pad, you have to end your turn. Alright, step 4. Initially advance the rocket token along the mission track as many spaces as the number of items, symbols matching your mission destination from cards on your launch pad and achievement tokens on your player board. Advance 1 space for each, either computer when you fly to Earth orbit, composite materials when you fly to the Moon, and biotechnology when you fly to Mars. Moreover, you can advance 1 space for every unused science token. You may apply any of the during launch effects from cards in your launch pad. If a card has an item that boosts your launch attempt and a launch effect if you discard it, then you may first advance the rocket token for the card's items and then discard the card to apply its effect. i.e., you keep the advance gain from the item. Alright, so just to recap on that last point, the cards in your launch pad and your achievement tokens, so each destination requires a certain, actually it doesn't require it, it's just going to give you a boost if you have those icons in your launch pad. And those are going to be very helpful in ensuring you have a successful mission to those locations. Step 5, you're going to shuffle the mission success deck. So that's that deck that we set up at the beginning of the game in the middle of the board. You're going to shuffle those up, and then you're going to draw the mission success cards one at a time and advance the rocket token forward as many spaces as each drawn card indicates. You may use effects from the cards on your launch pad. For example, multi-purpose spacesuit. There are 18 mission success cards in the deck with this distribution. There's 1 4-value card, 4 3-value cards, 6 2-value cards, 5 value 1 cards, and 2 value 0 cards. Your mission cards show how many cards you can draw during the launch attempt. Depending on your destination, you draw a different number of mission success cards. Earth, 3, Moon, 4, Mars, 5. A mission may end in one of three ways. First one is, after drawing each mission success card, but before drawing the last card, you can abort the mission. If you do so, then discard cards of your choice from your launchpad equal to the number of mission success cards you have drawn, -1. E.g., if you fly to Earth orbit and you've already drawn 2 cards, but you abort the mission, then you discard 1 card from your launchpad. So if your luck's not going very well when pulling those mission success cards, and you decide you want to instead abort, you may do that, but you have to discard cards from your launchpad, which is -1 from how many mission success cards you just drew. The second one is if you draw all mission success cards and you fail the mission, then you must discard all the cards from your launchpad. You can leave your mission card on the mission plan if you wish, or you may discard it as well. And this third one is what we're trying to do. We want to be successful in our space launches. So if you reach the target number of spaces, the mission is successful. Remove the mission card to your junkyard and gain the achievement indicated on the bottom right corner of the mission card. Place the achievement token on the achievement area of your player board. Discard all cards from your launchpad. Put your mission token on the corresponding mission space on the game board and add your VPs on the victory track. Each mission gives more VPs to the first player to fulfill it. They throw a little tip in here for you. It says after you abort, fail, or success, and you have to discard any cards from the launchpad and or mission plan, you may place them directly on your warehouse to speed up your cleaning process. Formerly discarded cards are placed into the playing area, and at the end of your turn, they are moved into the warehouse. In addition, whoever fulfills a mission first at a given location, Moon or Mars, takes the Moon or Mars token from the game board. These tokens each give 1 VP at the end of the game, so you'll notice there is not an Earth token, only Moon and Mars. Step 7. Your turn ends immediately. Return the rocket token to the 0 space to the mission track, and then you're going to refill your hand. They do provide an example of a mission, launching a mission. I'll go through that here. So we have, during a few turns, Red prepared her rocket and now she's ready to launch. Earth orbit satellite is her destination. She has 2 cards with the computer on her launch pad, so she advances the rocket token 2 spaces on the mission track. Next, the first mission success card drawn is a 3. The rocket advances 3 spaces. With only 3 spaces needed to reach the Earth orbit, Red decides to continue the mission and draws another mission success card. Unfortunately, it is a 0, so the rocket does not move. Now Red has a hard decision. If the mission is aborted, only 1 card from the launch pad will be moved to the warehouse, and she could redo the mission next turn. But Red decides to take the risk and draws the final card. Fortunately, it is a 4, so she places a red token on the 1 space of the Earth orbit satellite location. She gains 1 VP on the VP track. Alright, now we're looking at the solitaire rules if you decide to play this game as one player. In Solitaire Rocketmen, you compete against an artificial intelligence. Select a player color for your AI opponent. You take 6 mission tokens and 1 VP for that color. Set up the game normally with the following exceptions. Remove from the game all cards with a 4 and a 1. The 1 is crossed out. Divide the asset cards into 2 decks, teal and pink. Shuffle threat cards with 1 into the pink deck. Remove all other threat cards from the game. Shuffle both decks. Place the teal deck on top of the pink deck on the game board face down. Remove the Moon and Mars tokens from the game. Remove the personal goal card with the one that is crossed out from the game. Shuffle the rest and randomly draw one card from them. This is your mandatory goal for this game. If you do not fulfill all the tasks from the card drawn, you will lose the game. Important, you do not get any additional VPs from this card at the end of the game. Remove variant cards from the game. Shuffle all solo cards and place them near the game board. Choose a difficulty level, easy, normal, or hard. You cannot change the difficulty level during the game. The difficulty level determines which row you read on the solo cards. Alright, so play the game as usual, except for these new rules. 1. At the beginning of your turn, if the AI does not have an active mission, do these steps. A. Draw one card from the solo deck and place it on the left side of the variant card spot on the game board. The row with difficulty level tells the AI's destination, either Earth, Moon, or Mars. If the AI already let's step back. This is step B. If the AI already has its mission tokens on all locations at this destination, for example, the card says Mars, but the AI already has tokens on Mars, on spaceship, asteroid mining, and base, then draw a new card until you get a valid AI destination. Discard previous cards. Place an AI mission token on this location on the game board, at Earth, Moon, or Mars, to remember where the AI is going. D. Place the AI rocket token. It is the other side of the first player marker on the mission track. The solo cards row with the difficulty level tells on which numbered space. For example, on easy, place the AI rocket on space 2 on the mission track. E. Draw another card from the solo deck and place it to the right of the first card. This tells which type of mission the AI will fulfill. F. Like in step B, if the mission is not valid, the destination does not have that type of mission, or the AI already fulfilled that mission at this destination, then draw a new card until you get a valid mission type. Discard previous cards. Advance the AI rocket by the number indicated on the bottom of this card. H. If you need to draw a solo card but the solo deck is empty, shuffle all discarded solo cards except an active destination card to make a new solo deck. And then they provide an example at the bottom of the page here. So it says, on easy difficulty, the AI will go to Earth orbit with a spaceship mission. The AI rocket starts on mission track at space 4. And these are all depicted on the solitaire cards that I will go into here when I get to the cards. Continuing the solitaire rules, we are on step 2. What I just described is step 1 with the sub-steps of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. Second thing is at the beginning of your turn, if the AI has an active mission, advance the AI rocket one space towards its destination. If the AI rocket reaches its destination, move the AI mission token from the destination to the indicated location and add the earned mission VPs to the AI on the victory track. 3. Play your turn as usual, but if you buy any card from the display, do not refill it now. If you buy any threat card, gain its VPs now. Once per turn, you can remove any one card from the display. Place it in the AI scoring area, but you must then advance the AI rocket one space toward its destination on the mission track. Do not refill the display now. 5. At the end of your turn, if you bought or removed any card from the display, move all cards on the display to the left and refill the display. If you cannot add any new card to the display because it is full, then remove the leftmost card from the display, move all cards to the left, and refill the display. If there are No more cards to refill the display. You do not add any. If you move a threat card this way, add its VPs immediately to the AI track on the victory track. 6. The game ends if there are no cards on the display, or if there are 12 mission tokens on mission spaces, or if you or the AI place your 6th token on the game board and each location, Earth, Moon, and Mars, has at least one token, regardless of player color. And 7. If you and AI have equal scores, then the AI wins. And then they do provide an awesome flow chart of like a solo turn on the in the rulebook. I'm not going to get into that because that's just going to cause confusion. But if you are playing the solitaire game, go ahead and utilize that flow chart because it's going to walk you through exactly what you should do in these solitaire rules. Also, they provide a game variant towards the end that we discussed earlier for beginner players. It is called the Battle for Earth. So they're telling you to set up the game as usual, except remove the Moon and Mars tokens from the game. You're going to separate the asset cards into 2 decks, teal and pink. Remove the pink deck from the game. Take threat cards with 1 and put them into the teal deck. Remove the rest of the threat cards from the game. Place the teal deck on the board, face down. And then you're going to remove personal goal cards from the game. In this variant, each player can fill only 4 missions during the game, and those missions can be sent only to the Earth orbit. The game ends when any of the players put their 4th mission token on the game board. The round is completed through the last player's turn, and then the game ends. The other rules are the same as in the standard game. They do provide a summary at the end of the rulebook here that just kind of recaps some of the symbols and locations and achievements. I'm going to review all this now. So the achievements, all tokens you will acquire during the game from your fulfilled missions. And they show pictures of the rocket point tokens, the +1, your max hand size tokens, and each player color. Any of the 3 resources, so computer, composite materials, or biotech, you can use once per turn. Do not discard after use, flip it. And then the monetary value, which is $20, you can use once per turn. Do not discard it after use, flip it. And then they go into the action cards. All cards you can use during your turn. They have a few types: mission, asset, engine, and threat. And then they describe destination, one of the 3 places on the game board where you can send your mission shown on each mission card. They are Earth, Moon, and Mars. Then items, icon on the top left corner of the card. The items are the monetary values of $10, $20, and $30. The computer symbol, the composite material symbol, the biotechnology symbol, the rocket point symbol, and the science symbol. They describe the limit. You can't buy more than 1 card with limit during your turn. They describe the location. So each of the 3 destinations, Earth orbit, Moon, and Mars, has several specific locations of 7 possible types. They are satellite, spaceship, space hotel, orbital shipyard, space station, asteroid mining, and base. Maximum hand size. The maximum number of cards you start the game with is 6. During the game can be modified. Mission cards. The only cards that can be placed on your mission plan used to send a mission. Mission requirements. Number of rocket points needed on your launch pad to launch a mission to a destination. Number of cards drawn during launch attempt. The maximum number of mission success cards you may draw when you perform a launch attempt. 3 for Earth, 4 for Moon, and 5 for Mars. They describe the word permanent. You don't have to discard cards with permanent from your launch pad. And then threat cards. Threats give no benefit except 2 VPs at the end of the game. They then provide an example of the available actions. Buy cards from the display, place cards on the launchpad or mission plan, and discard cards. Which I'm not sure why they're not adding launch to these actions, but launch is an action. So the launch attempt summary they provide is 1. Declare your launch attempt. 2. Choose your destination. 3. Count the rocket points. Apply during launch effects. Advance the rocket token. Apply during launch effects. Shuffle the mission success deck. Draw mission success cards. Choose to either abort, failure, or success. And end of your turn. Okay, now I'm getting into what is called the Space Aid Kit, and it is not listed in the rulebook as a component, but they are provided for each player in this game, and they call it the Space Aid Kit, and essentially this card is going to summarize and detail the actions and what you'll be doing throughout the game. So they provide the gameplay, which is 1, either do as many actions as you wish, 2, which is optional, launch a mission, and then 3, refill your hand. That's the gameplay. Then they go through the actions, the summary of each. Buying card from the display, so you're going to pay the indicated cost with items listed on cards from your hand, so $10, $20, or $30, or the symbols of computer, composite materials, biotechnology, or science, and or achievement tokens you have on your player board. Any of the 3 resources, computer, composite materials, or biotech, you can use once per turn. Do not discard it after use. Flip it. And then you have $20 you can use once per turn. Do not discard it after use. Flip it. Put all used and bought cards into your playing area. Immediately draw a new card to replace it on the display. Limit. You can buy only 1 engine card per turn. Threat cards price rises during the game for each player individually as indicated on the victory track. Then place cards on either mission plan, 1 card, you're going to pay $10. Cards with monetary value can pay to put themselves as well as other cards, or place the card on your launch pad, only if there is a card on the mission plan. Pay $10 per each card place. Cards with monetary value can pay to put themselves as well as other cards. You can pay for multiple placements with single card. Restrictions. You cannot place any card that does not have any item. For example, threat card. You cannot place more than 1 asset card with the same name. You cannot divide money from 1 card or achievement token between buying cards and placing cards. Discarding cards. You can discard any card from your hand and from your launch pad. You can also discard your mission card from your mission plan, with all cards from your launch pad being discarded as well. On the back side of the Space Aid Kit, they go through launching a mission and then the end of turn. So launching a mission, step 1, choose your destination. Earth, Moon, and Mars. And they also depict the mission success card count. 3 for Earth, 4 for Moon, 5 for Mars. 2, count rocket points from your cards on your launch pad and your achievement tokens. If the sum is lower than required, then the mission cannot be launched and your turn ends immediately. Otherwise, proceed to the next step. Advance the rocket token. Advance 1 space for each computer when you fly to Earth, composite materials when you fly to Moon, and biotechnology when you fly to Mars. Moreover, you can advance 1 space for every unused science token. You may apply any of the during launch effects from cards in your launch pad. Next, shuffle the mission success deck. Next, draw mission success cards. Advance the rocket token as many spaces and indicated on the card. Then decide to either continue the mission, draw another mission success card up to the destination limit. You may abort the mission, discard cards from the launch pad equal to 1 less than number of mission success cards drawn. After drawing all mission success cards, if you fail to reach the target number of spaces, 8 for Earth, 10 for Moon, and 13 for Mars, you must discard all cards from your launch pad. You can leave or discard your mission card. If you succeed, you gain the achievement token and put mission token on the corresponding space on the board. Add your VPs. Mission card is removed to junkyard and all cards from the launch pad are discarded. 6. Return the rocket token to the 0 space on the mission track. Now, on the end of your turn, move all cards from playing area to warehouse. Draw cards from HQ to refill your hand. If there are not enough cards in your HQ, draw as many as you can and reshuffle your warehouse to form a new face-down HQ deck. And to give an asterisk note here, you can increase your max hand size with achievements. Again, the starting hand limit is 6 cards. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the cards of this game and some clarifications. I'm going to start with the mission cards. Again, there are 48 of them, 12 in each player color. I'll go through one stack of 12. They're all the same other than the color that will match the player. So first we are looking at these. Actually, let's back up a little bit. When I go through these cards, I'm just going to tell the title of them, the symbol that they provide at the top left, and then the achievements you will get at the bottom right, and the destination they can go to. So the first one we are looking at is a spaceship, and it has a value of the biotechnology at the top left, and at the bottom right it gives rocket points. And then it can go to Earth, Moon, and Mars. Next we have a spaceship with the computer icon at the top left. It can go to Earth, Moon, and Mars with rocket point achievement at the bottom right. Then we have the orbital shipyard. It has the rocket point symbol at the top left, and then it can go to Earth, and then it will reward 3 rocket point achievement. The 3 rocket point achievement token. And then we have the space station, has the rocket point symbol at the top left, goes to Earth. The achievement is the science achievement token. We have the satellite with a monetary value of $10 at the top left. It can go to Earth or Moon, and it gets rocket point achievement. We have the space hotel, which has a monetary value of $10, goes to Earth and Moon, and gives the $20 achievement token. Next we have asteroid mining, which has the monetary value of $10 at the top left. This can go to Mars and gets you the achievement token with the science symbol. We have a base that can go to the Moon and Mars. Does not have any icon at the top left, but will increase your hand size by the achievement token at the bottom right. We have the spaceship with the composite materials icon at the top left. Our spaceship can go to Earth, Moon, and Mars with the rocket point achievement token at the bottom right. We have a space hotel, which will go to Earth and the Moon, and it has a monetary value of $10 at the top left, and will go to, we'll have a $20 achievement. Goes to Earth and Moon. Then we have the base, has a computer icon at the top left. It can go to the Moon or Mars, and it will increase our hand size by 1 as the achievement. Then finally, we have a satellite with a monetary value of $10. It can go to Earth or Moon, and will get rocket point achievement token. Those are the mission cards. Alright, let's roll into our asset cards. And again, there are 23 teal and 20 pink, total of 43 here. These are the cards that are going to be on the display on the board, and you're going to be buying these, and these are going to give you certain benefits. So let's start with our teal colored ones. We have two afterburners that have, one has the computer technology at the top left, and one has the composite materials in the top left. And the afterburner, again, is an asset card, and it gives a launch pad. Remove this card from the game, then advance your marker one space on the mission track. You can do this even after your final mission success card. The afterburner costs $20, and some clarification on this from the rulebook is you can use the effect of this card at any time during your launch attempt. Moreover, you can use it even after you draw your last mission success card. Normally after that, you cannot play any effects from the cards. Next, we have reusable parts. Looks like we have two of these. One has the biotechnology symbol at the top left, and then one has the composite materials. And it shows two SpaceX-like rockets coming back landing, which looks pretty sweet. The effect has a launch pad effect. After a successful mission, you may choose not to discard one card from your launch pad, including this one. Does not look like there is any clarification needed from the rulebook on this. Those cards are going to cost you $20 from the display. Next, we have two supercomputer cards. One has a biotech and one has computer symbol on it. And the effect is a discard effect. You discard this, you draw two cards from your HQ. It's going to cost you $30 and a composite materials symbol, or $30 and a biotech symbol. Then we have a global internet card. So the global internet card has a monetary value of 10 at the top left and a computer symbol. It has a when used to pay effect. You place a card on your mission plan or launch pad for free. Alright, and there's some clarification on this card. Actually, let's back up a little bit. This card costs $30 and a composite materials symbol. And the clarification from the rulebook is the effect of this card applies when you use it to buy another card or to place another card or global internet itself onto your launch pad. You can place another card from your hand onto mission plan or launch pad for free in all these cases. That was global internet. And the picture on that global internet looks like a overcast of Earth with electrical symbol, like electrical lights going across it. Just looks like a network of lights. It's hard to explain, but overall, pretty sweet card. Next is solar energy. So I'm looking at one of these here, and it has a monetary value of $20 at the top left. It shows a bunch of solar panels on it. It's going to cost you $30 from the display with no symbols. You remove this card from the game, then take one climate change card from the display. No clarification, or actually, yep, looks like we have clarification in the book. During your turn, if you have this card in your hand and there is a climate change threat card on the display, you can remove solar energy to your junkyard, take climate change from the display for free, and place it in your playing area. Alright, next we have big data. Alright, big data has a monetary value of $10 at the top left, and the computer symbol. The picture on it shows some skyscrapers with some, again, some cyberpunk looking art on it. It has a when used to pay effect. If used to buy cards, you can put one of them on top of your HQ. It's going to cost $30 from the display and a biotechnology symbol. And there is no clarification needed from the rule book on that one. Next, we are going into supercapacitors, which I'm looking at one card here in the teal. Has the composite materials symbol at the top left. It has a discard benefit. So on the discard, you discard supercapacitors and as many cards as you wish from your hand, and then draw the same number from your HQ, including one for supercapacitors. And the picture is just a close-up of some capacitors on a PC board. And then it's going to cost $30 and a computer symbol. Next, we have the government contract. At the top left, it shows the $ with an X symbol. So it is when used to pay. The X equals $10 times the number of your fulfilled missions. And then it's going to cost $30. And it's showing a picture of somebody signing a government contract. And the clarification from the book is the government contract. If you do not have any fulfilled missions, this card is worthless and has no monetary value. Next, we have storage batteries. Has a monetary value of $20 at the top left. It has a discard action. Remove one card from the game, from your hand or warehouse. Draw one card from your HQ. You can buy this for $30. And it shows a solar and wind farm. The storage battery clarification is first you have to remove another card to your junkyard, and only then you can draw another card from your HQ. Next, I'm looking at designer drugs. So this has a monetary value of $20 at the top left. Shows a picture of some pills and needles, a couple tablets. Has a discard action. Remove this card from the game, then take one pandemic card from the display. It costs you $30. And the clarification is designer drugs. During your turn, if you have this card in your hand and there is a pandemic threat card on display, you can remove designer drugs to your junkyard, take pandemic from the display for free, and place it into your playing area. Next is the asteroid laser ablation. $20 at the top left. It gives the discard action. Remove this card from the game. Then take one asteroid card from the display. Costs you $30, and it shows a picture of somebody shooting an asteroid with a laser. So the clarification is during your turn, if you have this card in your hand and there is an asteroid impact threat card on display, you can remove asteroid laser ablation to your junkyard. Take asteroid impact from the display for free and place it into your playing area. Next, we have multi-purpose spacesuits, and it looks like there's two of these. One has the computer icon, and one has the composite material icons at the top left. They both give a launch pad effect. Discard this card and already drawn mission success cards. Do not add any points indicated on the mission success card, and then you draw a new mission success card. One's going to cost $40 and the biotech symbol. One's going to cost $40 and the computer symbol. And it shows a picture of an astronaut orbiting Earth, free floating in space. And the clarification from the book is during your launch attempt, after you draw any mission success card, you may immediately discard multi-purpose spacesuit to set aside and ignore the just drawn mission success card. Do not advance your rocket any spaces indicated on this card and draw a replacement. The ignored mission success card does not count towards your maximum number of mission success cards you draw during this launch. Next, we're looking at the two backup system cards in teal. One has the computer and one has a composite materials symbol at the top left. And then they give the launch pad effect of during launch, advance your marker one space on the mission track. They're both going to cost $40 each, but no symbols. And the picture looks like a server room. I'm going to go with that. Next, we have the Research Institute card. It has the science symbol at the top left. And that's all it does is provides a science symbol. It's going to cost $40. And it has somebody sitting in a lab, kind of like we're doing now, inspecting a Petri dish here. And that is the Research Institute. And I'm pretty sure I just skipped the backup systems clarification. So if the backup systems item matches your destination symbol, advance your rocket one space on mission track in addition to the backup systems effect. Sorry about that. Let's roll back into the Research Institute. And there is no explanation needed for the Research Institute. Essentially, it's getting you a science symbol, which come in handy as using essentially as any symbol for the composite materials, computers, and biotech. Next, we have detailed planning, which has a rocket point symbol at the top left. And it gives a launch pad effect. During launch, draw 3 cards from the mission success deck. Choose one to be your first card during this attempt. Discard the other 2. If the mission is successful, remove detailed planning from the game. And it looks like we have some blueprints shown on the picture with a compass. It's going to cost $40 and the computer symbol. And make sure I don't miss these clarifications. Alright, the detailed planning. In step 6 of your launch attempt, you may discard this card. Draw the top 3 cards from mission success deck and reveal them. Choose one of the revealed cards and put the rest aside. Do not shuffle them into the success deck during this launch attempt. Play the chosen card as your first card during this launch attempt. Advance your rocket as many spaces on mission track as is indicated on this card. If your launch attempt is successful, remove the detailed planning card to your junkyard. Next is the Hyperloop card that shows some speed trains going. It has a monetary value of 20 at the top left. It has a when used to pay effect. So you can draw one card from your HQ. It's going to cost you $40, but not a symbol. And there is no clarification needed on that one. Next is the Industrial Espionage. And it has a picture of somebody hacking into a computer and living in the 19th century. I'm sorry, the 20th century, putting a CD-ROM into a laptop. Not sure why they chose that. Thought we've moved a little bit past CD-ROMs, but let's roll with it. So, the Industrial Espionage. Alright, and it has a question mark symbol at the top left. And it has a launch pad effect. During launch, select one card from an opponent's launch pad. Until the end of this attempt, this card is a copy of the selected card. Looks like you're stealing some technology from your opponents. It costs $50, but no symbols. And the clarification is this card becomes an exact copy of chosen card. You can use items from it and any card effect. However, if the copy card's effects forces it to be discarded or removed, then you must instead discard or remove Industrial Espionage. Now we're getting into the final teal card I have here. It is called Hedge Fund, and looks like it's showing some pictures of stock markets. It has a monetary value of 30 at the top left, and it has a when used to pay action. Draw one card from your HQ, and this guide's going to cost you $60. And those are the teal asset cards. Alright, so now we are getting into the card clarifications of the pink asset cards. These are the same as the teal ones, just they show up later in the game, and they are a little bit more powerful, and they have different names and iconography on them. So the first one I'm looking at is the AI asset card. It's going to give you a discard action of search your HQ for any card, take it to your hand, and shuffle your HQ. It has the biotech symbol at the top left, and it's going to cost you $30 and a composite material symbol. No clarification from the rule book. So next I have the high efficiency booster, which has the rocket point symbol at the top left. And then we have a picture of a spaceship launching. Has a launch pad effect. During launch, discard this card and advance your marker 2 spaces on the mission track. If the mission is successful, remove this card from the game. Next we have the launch escape system. Has the biotech symbol at the top left. It's showing some balloons and a space pod landing. So it has a launch pad effect of after aborting, you may discard launch escape system instead of discarding any other cards from your launch pad. It's going to cost you $30 and a computer symbol. No clarification needed on that one. And then we have the programmable material. Has the composite material symbol. Discard action of exchange your current mission with a mission card from your hand or warehouse. Costs $30 and the biotech symbol. And no idea what it is on that picture there, so we won't even get into that. Looks pretty neat though. Then we have storage batteries in the pink color. So has a monetary value of $20 at the top left. The same picture as the teal one, and has a discard action of remove 1 card from the game, from your hand or warehouse, draw 1 card from your HQ. It costs $30, and clarification is first you have to remove another card to your junkyard, and only then you can draw another card from your HQ. Next is wireless power transfer, $10 and biotech at the top left. It has a when used to pay action. Take 1 card from your warehouse and place it on top of your HQ. It's going to cost $30 and the computer. No idea what's on the picture. All these ones, they look pretty futuristic. It's hard to tell exactly what these are. So wireless power transfer. I'm assuming they're depicting wireless energy. Kind of looks like electromagnetic field. So let's roll with that. Then we have a research institute in pink. And it's going to cost $40. And like the one that was in teal, it gets you the science symbol. That's it. Then we have a pink hyperloop. It's a when used to pay. You get to draw 1 card from your HQ. Monetary value of $20 at the top left. We have the depot. Looks like one of those, and has a launch pad permanent effect. Has rocket points at the top left, one of them. You may not discard depot at any time. You can use depot once per turn. Place any card for free from your hand onto your depot, or take all cards from your depot to your hand. Items from cards on depot do not count during launch attempt. Depot may host up to 3 cards. It costs $50, but no symbol. And they do provide some clarification, which cards on depot do not contribute their items to boost your launch attempt, and you can't use their effects. However, you may count rocket point from depot during your launch attempt. Then we have electric cars. Shows an electric car by a charging station. Has the composite materials symbol at the top left. Has a discard action. Take another card from your playing area and place it on top of your HQ. It costs $50 and has the computer symbol. So you will be required to pay $50 and a card with a computer symbol. Next is the fusion reactor. Has a composite material symbol at the top left. Has a launch pad effect, which is permanent. You may not discard fusion reactor at any time. Remove any number of cards from the game from your hand. For each card removed this way, you get $10 until the end of the turn. And just like the electric cars, there's no clarification needed on those. Then we have multi-purpose spacesuit again. Launchpad. Discard this card and already drawn mission success cards. Do not add any points indicated on mission success cards. Draw a new mission success card. Has the biotech symbol at the top left. It's going to cost you $50 and the composite material symbol. I covered the the multi-purpose spacesuit in the previous section on the teal version. Next we have quantum computers, and has the computer symbol at the top left. Has a discard action of draw 3 cards from your HQ. So it's going to cost you $50 and the biotech symbol. Next we have the radiation shielding card. Has a biotech symbol at the top left. Gives a launch pad effect. And the picture shows somebody wearing a spacesuit that apparently is giving some radiation shielding. If you draw a 0, so this is a launch pad effect. If you draw a 0 mission success card, discard radiation shielding to advance your marker 2 spaces on the mission track. This is going to cost you $50 and a computer symbol. Again, we have industrial espionage on the pink color with a question mark at the top left. And the launch pad, it's going to, during launch, select 1 card from an opponent's launch pad. Until the end of this attempt, this card is a copy of the selected card. It's going to cost you $50, but no symbols. Next is the backup systems card. Has a launch pad effect of during launch, advance your marker 1 space on the mission track. Costs you $50. Next is the hedge fund. $30 monetary value at the top left. When used to pay, draw 1 card from your HQ. Costs $60. Then we have bioengineering. Has 2 biotech symbols at the top left. No play effect on it, but it will cost $70 and a computer symbol and a composite symbol. This card's going to help you get to Mars. And there are 2 bioengineering cards. And then we have a nanotechnology card, which has 2 composite material symbols at the top left. No card effect on it. Not too sure what the picture is, but some type of nanotechnology. Looks like a spider of sorts. And then, some robotic spider arm. Let's go with that. And then we have its cost of $70 with the computer symbol and biotech symbol. And that is all of our asset cards, the pink ones. Alright, next we are looking at our engine cards. There are 5 of each value of 2, 3, and 4 rocket points at the top left. And these cards are going to assist you on your launch. So the value 2 rocket point engine cards are a small rocket boosters. It has the limit description on it, saying you can only buy 1 engine card per turn. These cost $30, but they are going to give you 2 rocket points and $10 at the top left. Then our 3 value engine cards are the large rocket boosters. Again, there were 3 rocket points, but no monetary value. You may buy only 1 engine card per turn. There's another reminder. These cost $50 and the science symbol. Next, we have 5 of the 4 rocket point engine cards. They're called the Ion Drive. And then it's going to remind you again of the limit. And then these cost $70 and a science symbol, but these are going to give you 4 rocket points during your launch attempt. Those are the engine cards. And then next we have the threat cards that are going to give us victory points at the end of the game. So we have 4 climate change, and it just shows a desolate Earth. Let's hope that we don't get to that point. Let's see. It says climate change, and then has 2 VP. This one will cost you $50. A composite material, and whatever cost is required by your point on the victory point tracker. I'm sure everybody knows what this one is. It's called a pandemic. It's worth 2 victory points. Has the pandemic symbol on it. Costs $50 and the biotech symbol, plus any cost that is associated on your victory point tracker. And it shows a picture of some people in hazmat suits or the like, getting into something. Next, we have 4 asteroid impact cards with the asteroid impact symbol. It shows a bunch of asteroids plummeting to Earth, worth 2 victory points. And then this will cost $50, and the computer symbol and any associated cost on the VP track. And those are the threat cards. Alright, now we are getting into our mission success cards. These are pretty much all self-explanatory, but the artwork on them is very cool. It kind of depicts, depending on what number you draw, it will actually show you kind of a demonstration or an illustration of kind of where you're at. So on the 2 level 0 mission success cards, your spaceship is still sitting on its launch pad with a storm coming in. And then on the level 1, your rocket is starting to fire up, and there are 4 of those. Or it's still on the launch pad, but it's starting to fire up its engines here. And then we have the level 2, and it looks like our rocket has launched. And it shows a rocket launching with the moon in the background. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 6 level 2s. So obviously those are the most common ones you're going to be pulling. Next we have the level 3s, which there are 4 of those. And it's showing a spaceship leaving Earth's orbit. And now on the final level 4 mission success card, we actually have a spaceship in Earth orbit, and the capsule is undocking from the spaceship. So again, I do like the depictions on those mission success cards. They kind of do show an illustration of how successful you are launching. Very cool. Alright, now we are looking at the personal goal cards that were dealt to players during the setup. And everybody gets 2 of them, and they forfeit 1 at the end of the game and score from the other. So, again, we have 12 of these personal goal cards in total. The very first one I'm looking at here is the Sky Truck. You're going to get 1 point for each of these. A space hotel on Earth, a spaceship on Moon, a base on Mars, And then also, if you fulfill all above and be the first on all of them, two of them, or any of them, you're going to get +2 victory points. Next is the Lost in Space. It's going to give you 1 point for each spaceship you have on Earth, spaceship on the Moon, and spaceship on Mars. Fulfill all above and be the first on all of them, two of them, or any of them. It's going to get you 2 additional victory points. Next is going to be the Space Communication personal goal card. This is going to require you to have a spaceship on Earth, a satellite on the Moon, or base on Mars. So 2 additional points is fulfill all above and be the first on all of them, 2 of them, or any of them. It's going to give you 2 additional points. And on these, all of them and 2 of them and any of them, this depends on the player count. I just want to clarify that. So, and a 2-player, if you have all of them, and a 3-player, 2 of them, and a 4-player, any of them. So that needs clarified. So on the personal goal card is the first human. So you requires a satellite on Earth, gets you 1 point, a base on the Moon, 1 point, and a base on Mars is 1 point. You need to fulfill all above and be the first on to get 2 additional points. 2-player game, all of them. 3 players, 2 of them, 4, any of them. Next we have the Get Rich personal goal. This requires you to have a space hotel on Earth for 1 point, a spaceship on the Moon, 1 point, and a asteroid mining on Mars for 1 point. Fulfill all above and be the first on all of them for 2, 2 of them for 3 players, any of them for 4 players, going to get you 2 additional points. Next we have the Lifetime Dream. Spaceship on Earth will get you 1 point, a space hotel on the Moon will get you 1 point, and the base on Mars will get you 1 point. And for the rest of these cards is the same, or I'm sorry, actually it is not. And as I go through these, it looks like one of these I received in a different language, and I do have to apologize that I am not familiar with that language, so we'll get there when I get there. Interesting. Back to the personal goal of Lifetime Dream, spaceship on Earth, space hotel on the Moon, and space base on Mars. 1 point for each of those. And then all of them for a 2-player, 2 of them for a 3-player, any of them for a 4-player is going to get you 2 additional points. Next we have the Race to the Moon. It's going to require a satellite on Earth for 1 point, a base on the Moon for 1 point, asteroid mining on Mars for 1 point. Fulfill all above and be first on all of them for 2 players, 2 of them for 3 players, any of them for 4 players, going to get you 2 additional points. Next is the Employment Agency. Spaceship on Earth will get you 1. Space Hotel on Moon will get you 1. Asteroid mining on Mars will get you 1. Fulfill all above and be the first on all of them and 2 players, 2 of them on 3 players, any of them for 4 players, and get just 2 more points. Alright, let's get to this one that I'm going to have to translate, which I will not be able to. But essentially, it is Journey Before Destination. It does show the symbol of Earth, Moon, and Mars with a question mark on the left. So I'm assuming that is any location on there. And then at the bottom, it's showing the 2 and 3 and 4 player conditions. Let's roll with that one. So I'm assuming that one's going to be any location on the destinations. Next is Savior of Mankind. Space Hotel for Earth is 1 point. Satellite for Moon is 1, and asteroid mining on Mars is 1 point. Fulfill all above and be the first on all of them for 2 players, 2 of them for 3 players, any of them for 4 players. Get you 2 points. And the same condition at the bottom for the rest of these cards as far as the player count and the 2 points. Space tourism, satellite on Earth, space hotel on Moon, and spaceship on Mars will get you 1 point in addition to the 2 points on player count conditions. Last one, the sky is the limit, space hotel on Earth, satellite on Moon, spaceship on Mars. And then the player count conditions. I do apologize, I wasn't able to clarify that one that was in another language. I'm just now noticing that one. But hopefully that gave you some clarification on the personal goal cards. Alright, let's get into these variant cards, the game variant cards. Again, they don't recommend playing with these for the first game, but there is a location at the top of the board for these. And personally, I don't think they add too much complexity, so feel free to use these at the beginning if you like. So the count of cards for the variant is 10. So there's 10 of these game variant cards. First one I'm looking at is Swimming in Money. And it shows an X symbol with a colon plus $20. So once per turn, players can remove 1 card from the game from their hand to gain $20. Pretty self-explanatory. Next is Earth Summit. So the exclamation point symbol, which is the threat symbol, and then a +1 victory point symbol. Each threat card is worth 1 VP at the end of the game. So it's going to give you 3 VP for each threat card instead of the original 2. And then we have the Fate Will Smile variant with a check mark and the hexagon symbol, and then with a plus sign and a card. When you fulfill a mission, you can take any 1 card from the display for free and put it on your playing area, not limit and threat cards. Next is the Fortune Favors the Bold. Same thing, the hexagon with the check marks with a colon +1 hand size symbol. Players increase hand size by 1 once they have achieved their first mission. The End is Near. 3 threat symbols and then a -1 hand size. So if there are 3 or more threat cards in display, active player draws 1 card less at the end of their turn. So this looks very similar to the hand size symbol, but I should clarify that this does not mean you're doing anything to your hand size. You just draw 1 card less at the end of your turn. The All or Nothing variant shows the computer symbol and the composite material symbol and the biotechnology symbol with a colon with 5/3 victory points. So player with the most set of items, either computer plus composite materials or biotechnology on cards and tokens at the end of the game, earns 5 victory points. The second player earns 3 VP. And then it says you can count science symbols as any item. Next we have the Omni Online variant. It has a computer symbol with a 3 victory point symbol. Player with the most computer symbols on cards and tokens at the end of the game earns 3 VP. And then it says you can count science as computer for the scoring. Next we have Shape the Future with a composite material symbol with 3 VP. Player with the most composite materials on cards and tokens at the end of the game earns 3 VP. And again, you can count science as the composite materials for this scoring. Suspended Animation So much like the other ones, but this is with biotechnology, and it's going to get you 3 victory points. Players with the most biotech on cards and tokens at the end of the game earns 3 VP. Again, you can count science as the biotech symbol. Lastly, we have It's Not Rocket Science, and it shows the rocket point symbol with 3 VP. Player with the most rocket points on cards and tokens at the end of the game earns 3 victory points. And just a clarification, the science symbol does not count for rocket point symbols. And those are the game variant cards. Next, we have 7 solo variant cards. So these are cards used for the solo. And when you set up for the solo, these will actually go into the same spots as the multiplayer variant cards. They go at the top, and essentially there are 3 rows on them with easy, normal, and difficult. And just as I explained in the solitaire rules, depending on what cards you draw, these tell where the AI is going to take their action. So refer to the solitaire rules for those specifics. I'm not going to go into all the symbology on these cards. So those are the 7 solo variant cards. And that covers all the cards for Rocketmen. Alright, we're wrapping things up here in the lab. We're getting to the credits of Rocketmen by Martin Wallace. A little disclaimer here as I get into reading some of these names. I'm going to totally demolish some of these names, but I'm going to give it my best here. So the credits, game, Martin Wallace. Creative director, Jaro Andruskowicz. Development, Maris Rosic. Graphic design and art, Bartolomej Jadowski. Jakub Vachanovsky, Milos Wojciechowskis. Rules editing and proofreading, Waldemar Jumini. Russ Williams. Production, Michael Ozon. Agata Jerksizan. DTP, Krzysztof Kleminski. Playtesters, Joanna Rosic, Agnieszka Jakubowska, Bernard Grzybowski, Claudia Smenzaska, Barto Rudkowski, Leszek W. Kowalski. This has to be quite entertaining for you right now to hear me try to pronounce these names, so hope you are enjoying this. Wojciech Sirion, Sebastian Adamiak, Steve Dang, Stephen Hearn, Jason Kotzer, Brendan Evans, Michael McIntyre, Chris East, Rob Mulholland, members of the League of Extraordinary Gamers. Again, I greatly apologize if I read your name and it was nowhere near what it's supposed to be. Again, this was published by Phalanx Games, and that has been our periodic table of components. And I do appreciate you listening to this. Hopefully this has provided some rules clarifications for you and game clarifications. So as you go into your game days with your gaming group, you guys will have a better understanding of how to play Rocketman by Martin Wallace. I really enjoyed going through this one. I've played this game a couple times. I do greatly enjoy this game. If you would like to see pictures of this game, I do have an Instagram account. It's called Periodic Table Pics, and I will throw pictures of the setup and everything for this game. I would like to hear your thoughts regarding this game or anything regarding this episode. You can message on the Instagram account, Periodic Table Pics. Again, I've been your host, Greg. It's been a good time in the lab checking out Rocketmen. We will catch you guys next time.